exactly right. I don't know what to do. Because the race has obviously started. Well, not the formation lap's obviously started, but then I can't let you guys talk at the same time. Yeah, it seems like it's a problem that's happened quite recently, that it's not allowing people to include audio. So it's, yeah, I think it's either I have to do it solo and then we have to sort something out for the rest of the streams, or yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. Might have to just wing it and go solo. But then this is going to be a problem for the whole weekend, yeah. I don't want that to happen. This is not how I want to start IF2 stream, because the race is literally about to start, but is the stream even up for you guys? I don't even... Just me. You can only hear me. Literally. Yeah. So Twitch, the issue is that Twitch is not letting the box come up. So I am going to just go solo for now, because we want to see the race. So I will try my best as a solo, and yeah, we'll have to sort something out so that we can have proper streams for the rest of the weekend as well. So probably won't be the greatest of broadcast views, but we'll just have to deal with what we've got. Zydrad is on pole. He gets the 4 points. All the drivers are now there on the grid. Streaming issues, but we will go as usual. I will probably have a sore throat after this, so yeah. I do apologise for everyone watching that you can't hear anybody else. It is some sort of Twitch problem, by the looks of it, from what I've been hearing. So yeah, here we go then. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here in Spain, as Zydrad looks like he's got a good start, as usual. And looks like the Dams of Race Roller's got a decent start, as Jamhams goes into the slipstream behind of his teammate. And they stay 1, 2, 3 going into turn 1. Further back, there's a lot of side-by-side action, 3 wide for a few drivers, but they're still all in one place. The Trident going slowly of Night Ranger, by the looks of it, as they all come up. Oh, that damn skits all over the place. Nicky struggles. Oh, and there's a big crash, and there's a massive crash on the straight. Oh, no, that is not what we want to see. Not quite sure how that isn't a safety car, but they're still going, and I think the yellow flag has come out now. I can't see. It's a VSC, as yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, there was a massive crash. I think Nicky lost it going wide a little bit, and then a Prema went into the side of him. I'm going to guess that was, check this out, and yeah, then there was just a whole load of drivers into the wall. Yeah, I think we're going to try and restart the stream after this race, but if not, then we won't even be able to have podium interviews, so that's not great. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm gonna have to do after this feature race. But it is Zydrad who leads from Ham and Jam in second and third. Cosmic Cameron has sped under VSC as we're underway once again. And yeah, oh no, we're not underway once again. I thought that was just the end. Now we're underway on the middle of the straight, so people are going to be caught napping as the timing screens go AWOL. I can't really see who's ahead of who at this point. I think they're side by side up ahead between a couple of drivers, but I can't really Retail with the timing screen, so that's not helpful. As they refix themselves as the guys at the back pit. It's Sem at the back, and that is Bennett ahead, so a nice game. Bennett trying to look for a move then on the inside of Beast, I think that is. So now to the outside. Beast is going to go deep, so Bennett's going to try to switch back with that is McEwen watching on, and still side by side as Bennett looks like he's backed out, so that could allow McEwen to have a run into the fast right-hander as Jamham has been overtaken by Race Roller, interestingly. So I wonder if Jamham got caught napping at the start, but no, he is on the hard compound tyres actually, so that does make sense why Race Roller has got some decent pace. There's a bit of a split strategy going on, as I didn't realise. There was a lot of people going for the alternate strategy. So this train of Beast, Bennett and McEwen stays as it is. The timer screen finally sorts itself out as McEwen gets all out of shape, and that may allow Southerners to have a run on him, but he might have got caught up in that as well. So we're going to go watch on board with Summers as he's in the slipstream right up the gearbox of SLR McEwen. And he's going to try and go around the outside as the Carlin driver. It's going to be tough on the different compounder tyre, but he makes it done very nicely. And that is a great move from the Carlin man. And his scopes in the background going to have a little run on McEwen. Doesn't look like it. He's going to wash out with the understeer. And Summers is going to complete that move and stay ahead as McEwen can't stay down the inside. And that is a very nice move indeed. But I think he's gone a bit deep as the Carlin man. So McEwen's going to come back at him. And he's going to try right around the outside on the softer tyres. Darnell has left the session, which is not good for the second time in a row. Still side by side, and McEwen gets back ahead. Great battling between these two drivers. And yeah, they stay 7th and 8th. McEwen in 7th, Southerners in 8th place. As Race Rollers get up to the back of the other ART of Hamjam. And then... yeah, it's a lot of fighting going on. Bennett is on the back of Beast. Rando has said uninstall Twitch and reinstall it. Yeah, I'll try. I might need to. I don't know how that will work though, because I don't know if Ranga is around. So if anybody could get hold of him if he's watching, so we can sort that out, so that I could actually log back in, would be grand. Or I might not have to log back in, but. We'll see. But Bennett is making the move on the Beast and is up into P5 on the softer tyre. Goes a bit deep into turn 1, gets all over the curb, and I thought he was in the wall then. As Panther and iCallum are going at it in the background. As I can't seem to change. Oh, it looks like iCallum got involved as well. As Lil Wiggy is going to try have a run on Panther here. And up towards turn 4 we go. Up the inside goes Lil Wiggy, and up into P12 goes the UNI driver. And so that's a nice move. Only P12, but still a long way to go. As Race Roller is still behind Hamjam. It seems like Ham has managed to survive the early threat of the softs as they start to wear off, as this is a very high degradation style track, and he is going to probably pit soon, as well as our race leader Zydrad, and I reckon Zydrad is going to come under pressure from everyone on the soft compound tyres. Well, not everyone, but everyone that's close to him, especially Ham and Jam, you would say, as they are very quick. But we'll go back on board with this little train with Bennett. But I think Scopes is actually going to make a move quickly already as Sem picks up a time penalty, and may have had a spin someone back there. Panther has, and yeah, he has spun at the chicane, come on the exit of the chicane. We'll go back to Nicky and Scopes has made that move very cleanly. Sem and iCallum in the background going at it, but Sem is ahead of iCallum, so he's doing well. I don't know if he got caught up in that earlier incident, but yeah, there was a lot going on. That's Nicky in the gravel at turn 3. I don't know if he's hit. Oh, he's definitely hit something as he's trying to get back on the track, but is unable to do so. Darnell, not sure if he's actually back in the session, but that is McEwen round as well. So there's a lot going on in the space of everywhere. I don't know if Darnell isn't back in the session. Thankfully, I didn't catch that, but yeah, McEwen has spun. I don't know if he made contact with anyone. But yes, he has lost it. So then, are we going to get any pit stops anytime soon? As I say that, Zydrad comes into the pits, so there you go. And Zydrad speeds into the pit lane, so that's going to be crucial to this race. You would have to say, as he's the only soft runner pitting at the moment. I imagine McEwen will come into the pits after a spin, as Nicky is still going slowly, but he has got wing damage, so just needs to be careful not to completely wreck it into the wall. But Zydrad is coming down, and he will come out around Panther by the looks of it, and probably behind. So that's not what he wanted. As he's, I think he's still got that penalty. Nicky is cutting corners left, right, and centre. As Zydrad does come out ahead, but does have a 5-second time penalty. Nicky has retired from the session, and I think his race was pretty much over. 25 seconds of penalties, so there you go. Not great. Yeah, I think he was going nowhere at that point. I think these guys at the back do really need a safety car after that massive incident on the opening lap. I'm not quite sure. There was quite a few drivers involved. I imagine from Czech, Baggy and Owen were the main people who got taken out, got lost a lot of time from that. Cosmic Cameron may have it also, as a race roller comes in. Bennett does also come in, as McEwen as well should be the other one you'd expect to be in this lap. There's a lot of people opting for the alternate strategy, and I think that might be the winning one, as yeah, he does come in to the pits. So then our leader is Hamjam at the moment, 3 seconds clear of his teammate, who is 3 seconds clear of Beast, who is 3 seconds clear of Southerners, who is pretty much 3 seconds clear of Scopes, and who is 5 seconds clear of Little Wiggy. And Little Wiggy and Darnell are very close to each other, and I mean they've been very close to each other quite a lot. May be a timing glitch at the end of this race due to Darnell's disconnection, so just have to watch out for that one when they cross the line, but we'll keep an eye on that. He doesn't have any penalties, so Nicky has left the session as well, so I don't actually know if he'll be coming back, but we may be restarting if Darnell gets the timing glitch and move down a few positions like we did at Zandvoort last time out. There's not really much going on, but I guess it's Zydrad trying to make his way through the field, as his teammate is on the back of Little Wiggy, so it's only the UNI Virtuosi cars that we need to keep an eye on, and Race Roller as well is in the background. So we'll go on board with Little Wiggy for now, as he is the first man who seems to be going to make an overtake soon. Is he going to? That is the question. Has Darnell got the pace, or is he struggling since he rejoined to find his rhythm once again? Darnell does go defensive, so he's in the slipstream, but it's a long way back, and you need to be very close to have any chance of overtaking here. And he is not close enough. I think Zydrad's going to be a lot closer though, and Sem is not going to fight this because he knows it's not his race. And Zydrad has a lot more pace than what he does at this current stage. As yeah, the pole man is up into the top 9 as Race Roller goes deep, but does have the position on Panther, and is up into P11 and is going to set his sights on closing the gap to Sem, and he'll see how far he can get up to. But yeah, Lil Wiggy still behind Darnell at the moment, and there's not really much going on. We're kind of just waiting for something to happen. But what we do know is that Zydrad, was Darnell, as I had the off-board shot, it didn't really show much. Darnell almost in the wall, I say waiting for something to happen. Something almost did happen just right after I said that and gave someone the commentator's curse. So Darnell is struggling at the moment, and he just can't get close enough. So I don't know if Darnell's struggling with something, but it seems to be struggling with some sort of grip. As there's a yellow flag. As Owen's in the wall. Czech and Owen are out. Well, not out, but they are definitely out contention as they're getting lapped. I don't know if they come together after getting lapped or what, but yeah, they've rejoined relatively safely. I mean, Czech is kind of loitering at the moment. So there's some sort of contact. I don't know if there was contact when they were going to get lapped, or I don't know how close the leaders were to them, but that's interesting. But yes, that has happened. Zydred is right at the back of iCallum now, and he'll want to dispatch of him quite quickly. Jamham has closed the gap to his teammate, as they've still got a long way to go on their stint. Over halfway through at the moment, but yeah, it seems to be a bit like Bahrain now, where Zydred obviously spent in the pit lane as Nicky has joined back, I should say, as iCallum is off the road and gets a time penalty. Not quite sure why he's defending as aggressively, and well, there you go. Eat my words. Oh, there's someone off in the background, and that is Sem by the looks of it. And he is off in the gravel. And yeah, I don't think he's got damage. He might have kept it at the wall. No, he hasn't, but he's got very overheated tyres, I imagine, right now. But we're going onto lap 10 then, as Zydred has got a decent gap to his teammate. To the closest, well, there's not really much gap, so we'll go back on board with our second place man, Jam, who seems to be one of the fastest guys out on the track at the moment, in second place. And well, yeah, Beast and Summoners quite far apart, scopes as well. Darnell, I think, is closing the gap a little bit, little by little. But yeah, it's not too much going on at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Original Maxwell was saying there's a few races going on. Yeah. I mean, obviously you got P8 is obviously the golden position as you get chucked revert onto the pole position. As that looks like Baggy Fan getting out of the way to be lapped by Jamham, who has really got some decent pace at the moment. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's going to go for an undercut, overcut, but I think Ham will have the priority. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as let's have a look. Bennett after pitting has overtaken Panther. No, it's Panther who has spun round, and he is currently blocking the pit lane entry. Yes, as he is put in the wall, and I don't think he's no damage. Interestingly, yeah, it was quite odd. But we'll go back on board with Darnell. As I go on board with Darnell, he gets out time penalty. So I've really cursed Darnell quite a bit this race so far. So maybe I should just go off board with him. Yeah, he's probably going to be happy watching this back. But yeah, there's not much going on. We'll see when they're just waiting for people to pit, really. But yeah. But who knows what's going to happen? But I think I do know that Darnell is definitely going to make the move now. There's no cursing going on here. surely he's in the slipstream and he's going to make an overtake, clean overtake. You'd like to think Zydrad sets the fastest lap behind these guys as he's rapidly catching up to his teammate. It's just whether when Ham and Jam pit, or Ham's obviously going to be first in line, can he close within 5 seconds, and hopefully they don't speed in the pit lane. Haven't said that, because that's also something that could happen. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, Darnell up into P5 after his early disconnection, and little Wiggy has gone off, and that allows his teammate through quite comfortably. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, go ahead. It's something to wear out for. They'll be pitting very soon, maybe possibly in 14. Yeah, original, obviously, can't hear him, but yeah, it was just stuff to watch out for. Well, I say obviously the other people are pitted as well. Race Roller, Bennett, McEwen, to see where they end up. But yeah, and the soft runners are going to be the ones to watch out for. Mizzy saying there's yeah, Maxwell answered. Yeah, there you go. I didn't even need to answer that. Yeah, there's some weird thing going on with Twitch, so yeah, we're gonna try and reinstall Twitch and see if that changes anything. Yeah, we'll try, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go on board with Ham Jam as he's in the final sector. That's not the greatest camera angle. Game, thank you. Yeah, let's see if he comes to the pits. I think he'll go next lap. They're obviously fresh softs. Could probably do 6 laps. Let's see, his teammate does go for the undercut. So his teammate in first. Obviously these are cold tyres, so he's going to probably not have the undercut anyway. Beast. Oh, hello. The Beast has just overtaken. I don't know. Who was that? I think that's Night Ranger into the pits. That was... I caught the end of that, but that was all a bit hairy there. And yeah, I'm not going to repeat what Dorsey just typed into the stream chat, but whatever floats your boat. Let's see how far behind Jamham comes out as Ican speeds into the pit lane. So Jamham is out. Yeah, it's going to be touch and go, I think, because he was about 2 seconds behind his teammate. So I think Zydrad's in trouble here once Ham Jam pits, because Ham's going to come out comfortably ahead of his teammate. Well, yeah, he should be decent, a couple of seconds, maybe a bit less than that. We'll see if the undercut has anything, but you might not, because you have to get your tyres up to temperature, as the tyres are just cold. But yeah, we will see. As I think Ham is definitely going to pit, as he does. So we're going to go on board with the pole man Zydrad. I expect Zydrad to come out ahead. It's amazing to think he'd come out ahead this far back, but the F2 pit stop's so long that really anything can happen from wherever you are, even if he's only just entered the final sector. But Zydrad is almost loses the car as he's trying to get every little bit of grip out of these tyres to go fast. As here he comes down the pit lane, down the pit straight, I should say. As Ham comes out of the pit lane, I think Darnell sped into the pit, so he has 5 seconds to add on at the end of his time. We'll see if he has the glitch as well. Only just ahead of his teammate is Ham Jam, and they don't really want to battle these two, even though Jam seems to have had the better of the pace at the end of the stint. But yeah, it looks like they're going to have to get out of the way. These guys ahead, but Ham is inside the 5-second zone, and he's going to gain on the soft compound tyres. I think this, if there was any fight for the lead, this is kind of over. Not that Zydrad will be kicking himself, going in spin in the pit lane. But yeah, it looks like Czech has lost his whole front wing there, so coming out the final corner. So it was a yellow flag, and this race has gone downhill since the start. And yeah, he's down in P19 and no front wing, and probably going to get lapped for a second time. So back, our eyes are towards the front. Looks like Jamham's going to nick the P2 as well. It's just whether anybody else can get up to Zydrad, but Beast has got a penalty and only be Race Roller, and they're on the same tyres, so it's hard to gain when Zydrad's setting faster laps as well at the same time. But Jamham has set faster lap behind, and Ham is definitely going to be on a flyer, so I expect when he crosses the line that he'll be setting a fastest lap. And it's coming. Last time out wasn't that great for the twins, but they do need to rehaul some points over Zydrad. These are, I have to say, no disrespect to anybody else in our field, but these three are the best three drivers on the grid, so you would see this podium quite a lot, especially in a feature race. Yeah, it seems like it's going to come all ART's way, and that will help them reignite their constructors' charge. A nice helmet Hamjam has got on. He's sporting. Yeah. So Maxwell was saying that Jamham's at 1.2 seconds faster as Czech has come into the pits and retired. And I expect Hamjam is about to set a pretty decent lap. Jam is going about the same pace on this lap, so we'll see. Looks like he's got a worse exit out the final chicane. But yeah, there you go, 27.2, and down it was much slower behind for Jamam. So yeah, these guys are well in. Actually, I'm just going to look back on board with UK Beast Assassin, and he's in the slipstream. I think Race Roller is going to defend, but it's going to be futile in the end, I think. But he's going to show him the outside, and B says, I'm not having any of that, but Race Roller holds firm and stays ahead for now, as he's going to try and stick his dams ahead of Beast Charouz, as he's going to try around the outside. It's going to be very hard. He's going to understeer a lot, but he's going to make that move right round the outside, and he's up into P4. Turns to the inside, but the move has already been done, and on the softer tyre, Beast is up into P4 now. He needs to sprint clear with his time penalty, and he is up into P4, and he needs to just try and pull away, but Race Roller is right behind. I think Race Roller is going to get a wash of dirty air going through that right hander, and he does, and that is it for that battle for now, as Southerners, as Zydrad has been overtaken already. I missed that, while Race Roller and Southerners Race Roller was getting overtaken, Southerners was attacking, and I kind of didn't get either of them. Zydrad's been overtaken, Southerners is ahead. We'll go back on board with our race lead. I did miss the move for the lead, so I do apologise, but there's a lot going on in the space of a few seconds all of a sudden. But yeah, Ham has expertly made his way past somewhere in the final sector, just with more grip, I imagine, unless Zydrad made a bit of a mistake somewhere. But yeah, I think, it's not very often you get an overtake in the final sector, but I'm sure that was due to more grip on the softer tyre. And there could be a battle between the Darnells, so that'll be fun. Darnell is going to finish behind him, you'd think, no matter what, but with his speeding in the pit lane penalty. But yeah, I think it's going to be Bennett, actually it's going to be Darnell who's going to start on the reverse grid pole. Hopefully he doesn't have a timing glitch, but that would help us restart the stream at the same time. But yes, we'll see. Come the end of the race, so just keep an eye on the penalties. Obviously, Maxwell, if you could record that when it gets to the final lap. But I think Jam is going to go for a move. Yellow flags. That probably Baggy Van getting lapped by the looks of it by McEwen and Scopes. Darnell and Sutherland is going to have a go at it down the straight, you'd imagine, just for pride more than anything. As Jam is in the slipstream. Zydra does have some slipstream. I think Jam-Am's going to try. No, he doesn't. He knows that he's got that position in his pocket. There's got a bit of overcast, but there's doubt there's going to be any rain in the last lap. I'd be very surprised. But we'll go on board with SLR Darnell, as it looks like Sem has lost it once again. Darnell with a simple move down the inside. Summerers knows that he's got that position anyway, with the 5-second time penalty. And yeah, Bennett is just going to have to try and hold on to Darnell. If not, he has reverse grid pole anyway. But yeah, it looks like he's got that covered. So back on board with Jam-Am. He's going to get P2 anyway. Yet to win, I believe. But Zydrad just lets him go. As he's up into P2, but he was going to get that anyway. But it's Hamjam who's going to win here in Spain in the feature race. Back to form after a poor outing at Zandvoort. Back to winning ways. It is the ART driver. Hamjam is going to come up towards the line, weaving towards the line to win the feature race here in Spain. Jam makes it an ART 1-2. Zydrad with a 5-second grid place penalty. Didn't matter in the end, as he stays P3 on the podium. Beast will come home in P4. Willie, it's going to be close up towards the line. Just Race Roller takes P4. Looks like Beast actually had more than one penalty, so I didn't realise that, but there we go. He does take. Yeah, it looks like there's a timing glitch. McEwen is making his best to not. Scopes overtakes him as McEwen overtook him anyway, so McEwen will be P9. We are going to have to restart the lobby, so that probably helps us restart on the stream. So we'll be back shortly. Just note down what is actually going on anyway. Note down the points. But it's Ham, Jam, Zydrad with the top point scoring thing. If not, then yeah, we'll see. As it looks like they're still waiting for. Oh, that's a massive crash. Okay, as we wait for Owen. Right, so it's going to be uninstall and reinstall Twitch, and then you might be able to actually hear Maxwell Original. I'm pretty sure they're going to restart the lobby so the Darnell starts on reverse grid pole, because they have to, otherwise that's a bit unfair on Darnell. Yeah. We'll see, but yeah, we've got 27.8. We'll try and just think of it at the top of our heads to see, make life much easier if Ham, Jam, and Zyder are the top three come the end of the sprint race. But we'll see. I imagine Ham Jam will be in the top three, as no one else could overtake him. well, they can. Jam and Zydrad can overtake him, and if Race Roller was to win the sprint race, he'd get 15 points. So Ham is pretty much confirmed to be in the top three. So yeah, we'll see if he can redo that in the sprint race. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I'm pretty sure they're going to restart. Yeah, they are going to restart. So I'm going to end the stream now, and I will rejoin you once we get the sprint race. When we get back in the lobby, and the sprint race is going to be soon to be underway. Right then.